This is Ellen. She fell in love with Rodrigo. They both fell in love instantly and were completely open with each other about their past. Ellen was born biologically male and Rodrigo was born biologically female.
Quando ela falou pra mim que ela era uma mulher trans, foi uma coisa muito natural. Eu já tava apaixonado pela pessoa que ela era, então isso pra mim não foi problema algum. E foi bem tenso do mesmo jeito.
De ser pai, só que eu não esperava que eu ia gerar. Então, desde que a gente se conheceu, a gente já começou a tentar ter nossa filha.
The pair are now new parents to a healthy daughter, but that didn't stop many judging their choice to bring a child into their family.
Olha, os comentários é algo que deixa a gente bastante triste, porque a gente é um casal que não tá matando, não tá roubando, não tá fazendo nada de errado, simplesmente decidindo ter nossa bebê e por esse motivo a gente tá sendo crucificado.
Can these two convince the haters that they are just as much a loving family as anyone else is? Ellen and Rodrigo met over social media and they knew instantly there was something special. After chatting online, they decided to meet in person.
Começou tudo através de uma rede social, onde eu comecei, o oi, a conversa foi estendendo. Minha transição começou com 15 anos, onde eu percebi que eu era diferente, que algo em mim não estava da forma que eu queria. Eu, 19 para 20 anos, eu cheguei em casa, minha transição já estava toda completa. Já tinha colocado meus seios, tinha colocado silicone no bumbum, colocado silicone na coxa, no joelho, na panturrilha, tudo eu tinha modificado.
Eu sabia que eu era diferente, né? Eu me olhava no espelho e eu, não me identificava com aquele corpo que eu tinha, corpo feminino. Eu tinha 27 anos. Aí foi daí que eu olhei assim, nossa, eu me acordei, eu falo que eu acordei uma manhã, olhei no espelho e falou, eu vou ser o Rodrigo agora. Inclusive, aos meus 28, 29 anos, eu fiz a minha cirurgia de retirada dos seios. Retirei minhas glândulas mamárias, porque eu nunca tive interesse em ter filho, muito menos amamentar. Então eu fiz a minha cirurgia, tomava os hormônios, então filho era fora de mão para eu gerar. O que fez eu mudar foi quando eu conheci a minha esposa, né? Foi a primeira mulher trans que eu me envolvi. Como ela queria ser mãe, eu queria ser pai. Ela fez abrir minha cabeça, né? Para eu poder gerar um filho, porque até então minha cabeça para isso não tinha nem como.
The pair set to work on having a child, and after 6 months of trying, Rodrigo became pregnant, and not long ago, their daughter was born.
Literalmente, meu maior sonho era ser mãe, né? Porque literalmente também uma filha.
Ellen and Rodrigo opened up about their experiences of becoming trans parents online, but many people hit back at their choices.
Por que você decidiu virar homem? Virar homem e ter um filho que é uma coisa de mulher. Muitas pessoas questionam isso. Fora os haters, né, que aí um pouquinho mais profundo, né, que falava que aberração, fim do mundo, isso não existe, volta logo Jesus, essas coisas. Então isso não foi muito difícil, né?
Olha, os comentários é algo que deixa a gente bastante triste, porque a gente é um casal que não tá matando, não tá roubando, não tá fazendo nada de errado, simplesmente decidindo ter nossa bebê e por esse motivo a gente tá sendo crucificado. Quando a gente decidiu expor é pra mostrar realmente isso, que a gente é uma família normal. Então esses comentários, pessoas desse jeito, principalmente as que usam o nome de Deus pra poder estar nos machucando, nos ferindo, a gente pede pra ter mais amor, né?
Então, hoje a gente vai fazer a primeira sessão de foto, né, newborn da nossa filha, e a gente tá super ansioso pra ver como é que vai ficar.
Então, é algo emocionante, muito, né? Quase eu tive que segurar as lágrimas aqui, porque é algo que a gente nunca imaginou que poderia, né, tá passando, tá sentindo essa sensação.
Então, é uma experiência única, né? Nunca imaginei que eu ia ser pai, ia estar passando por tudo isso. Então, isso de felicidade, de amor, de afeto.
Passar igualdade, né? A gestação desde o início, quando a gente decidiu expor, já foi passar essa igualdade. A gestação ocorreu como qualquer outra gestação, o parto como qualquer outra gestação, até mesmo sendo o parto normal também. E o que a gente quer mostrar, o primeiro ensaio newborn dela, que também é normal como qualquer outro ensaio. Então a gente só quer passar e transmitir a igualdade.
A gente é um casal como qualquer um outro, né? A gente quis ser nossa família, muitos julgam a gente por isso, mas a gente só mostrou o amor só. Futuramente a gente pensava em ter outros filhos? Sim, pensava, né? Eu não sei o dia de amanhã se pode acontecer, de ter ou não, né? Não vai que aconteça. Mas assim, no momento a gente quer mais assim, se dedicar a ela, né? Tipo, 100% pra ela, ver os primeiros passinhos, as primeiras palavras. Então a gente quer focar mais nisso no momento.
Então, antes de julgar, passar a conhecer a pessoa, porque rotular é fácil. É fácil demais rotular e apontar o outro. Mas estar vivendo e receber essas críticas não é nada fácil.
Então, antes de julgar, procura ver assim ao todo, né, ao seu redor, entender o próximo.
This is Christian. He fell in love with Matilda.
You were so open and outgoing that I just kinda fell in love with you instantaneously.
Wow.
The couple have always been honest with each other, with Matilda sharing her experience as a trans woman right from the beginning.
Matilda actually told me the very first conversation we ever had.
Your reaction was, "You're pretty hot, so I don't care."
However, not everyone has been as accepting as Christian, and the couple receive a lot of hate on a daily basis.
I have been scared when I get death threats.
I've gotten a lot of comments with the assumption that I'm gay. My name is Christian.
And my name is Matilda.
Just from our first conversation, there felt like there was something special, and it just grew and grew.
Christian and Matilda have been together for 8 years since meeting online.
Should we go for a hike later?
Yeah, he was so accepting and supportive right away.
And they have some exciting news.
We got engaged last summer.
You didn't have the rings.
I didn't have the ring, so I picked a flower and I tied it around your finger instead.
Sounds really cute, and I actually have
We still have the flower.
Yeah.
Before meeting Christian, Matilda struggled in the dating world.
As soon as you say the word, "I'm a trans woman," they kind of just like leave you at red. They leave the chat or they say some nasty comments. I realized I was trans when I was 15. When I was 18, I started HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. And then I had all my surgeries and everything like that, maybe 10 months later. You know, if I wouldn't have had the surgery, I don't think that I would be here today, if I'm going to be honest.
So for me, being in a relationship with a trans woman, it's not something that really influence our relationship, I think, or our daily life.
I'm just as any other woman. It's not like, oh my God, I'm trans, like every single day. So I think it's the same with you. It's not really something that we think
It's
about.
not really a big deal.
No.
After seeing the negative response to the death of a trans woman in her country, Matilda decided to share her story online.
I haven't been completely honest, I guess. I was born in a male body. I always felt like something was incredibly wrong with me.
But this led to some unwelcome attention.
So I thought that I would create one video where I told people that I was transgender. I get a lot of love, and then I get a ton of hate. Okay, here's one. I'm scared for my future children growing up around these things.
If you're not gonna let your kids grow up to be whoever they want to be, you should not be a parent.
And also, why are they always referring to trans people as objects, like these things? This is a very typical one, so a gay relationship. They're always referring to you as gay, which makes no sense.
It's not something that bothers me. I know it's not true. I know you're a woman in every way possible.
Yeah.
I know myself.
Yeah.
I'm not gay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't even matter. I don't understand why these people are so obsessed with labels. Honestly, I'm trying to laugh about it, but getting this much hate on a daily basis, it's a bit draining, especially these comments that can be so personal. They can really, wish me dead. I'm happy and content with who I am. We haven't met any judgment when we're out in the public, because you can't really see anything like on us that I'm trans.
Despite the difficulties they face due to discrimination and judgment, the pair aren't letting that stop them plan for an exciting future together.
We're looking for a house right now. We want to move to a house.
And maybe in a few years adopt.
Yeah.
Because that is something that we've talked about, that is something that we want. Also, in the summer of 2023, we're actually
planning on getting married.
Yeah, getting married.
This is Adriana. She fell in love with Barnaby. When the couple met, they instantly connected due to their shared experience.
I am a 28-year-old transgender woman.
And I'm a 30-year-old transgender man. I wasn't having very much success with dating as a trans man. And then I found a beautiful woman online, and she was going through her own journey.
The couple began sharing their transition stories online, but were hit with some truly shocking comments.
Religious death threats sometimes. I've been told I need to be burned with fire.
We've been together now for 2 years. Yeah.
I found Adri on Instagram. We kept running into each other at the bars downtown. And a week before I was moving to originally California, I asked Adri if she would go out with me. And she actually said yeah. Yeah, we went out on a date.
We're basically inseparable since then.
I think what attracted me the most to Adri was just knowing someone that had a shared experience. She was so open and visible about it. I really loved that.
Yeah, I think that's also what really attracted me to you, aside from his eyes too. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is so hot. When I met him, I was 2.5 years into my transition.
I had my top surgery already. I had medically been transitioning since 2015. Dating as a trans man was really rough. What I wasn't prepared for was the ignorance that came with trying to put yourself out there. Because it always comes down to that one question, and did you have the surgery yet?
For me, dating previously as a trans woman was also very difficult. It was just a bunch of guys just wanting just very secretive relationship, as opposed to now dating him. He actually sees me as a person, aside from just my body and who I am.
After high school, when I graduated, I came out to my parents then the first time as a lesbian. And then it was about a year after I lost my brother to suicide. It made me reflect more on what my happiness was. Am I really being honest to myself? And that's where I realized maybe I am transgender.
For me personally, I have always felt like a girl from as young as I can remember. When I was kind of trying to come to terms with being transgender, I was living here at my parents' house. I kind of made a plan that I was just gonna not tell anybody, and I was just gonna move out and start my transition. But it was just eating me alive so much. I was very, very nervous about telling them, because especially in Hispanic culture, being transgender is just very much frowned upon. So today my sister, my stepdad are gonna be coming over. They both were very big parts of coming out in my transition.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. We've been busy. I'm happy to come visit. So what was it like for you guys when you found out that I was trans?
I was like, well, my mom's gonna freak out just because she's to freak out about stuff.
Did you ever feel swayed by family or feel ashamed?
No, nope. My family is a huge family, as you know, and they're a very loving family, but they're also set in their own ways. And there's a lot of things that they don't believe in that I do, and that doesn't bother me. And so no, I was never ashamed of you. My fear, I mean, it was a really strong fear too, for your safety. And your mother had the same.
Well, how did you guys feel when you found out that he was trans and we were together?
My fears were more so that knowing that you would have times of depression and knowing that you have times of depression and you guys moving across the country became my fear. Is now what's going to happen when you guys hit it at the same time, and who's going to be there to support you.
To see your mental health reflected at you in your relationship was an eye-opener. Because it made me realize I am very dysphoric myself, and I internalize mine a lot more than Adri does. And hearing the way she talked about herself was really hard, because I actually related a lot to it, just I'd keep it in my head.
How do you guys feel about us being so open and vulnerable on the internet, or like putting ourselves out there?
I always fear that people are gonna make you feel bad, like, because I know how people are.
Religious death threats sometimes. I've been told I need to be burned with fire, be called it. I've had plenty of men that hate that I can grow facial hair. They'll be like, yeah, you can grow a beard, but you're still a woman.
It's just always like, you're a dude, or you still can't have a baby, or you don't get a period, like as if I wasn't already aware of it.
We're often fetishized. If I do get messages about our relationship, it's people wanting to know if they can join us in bed and what we have in our pants.
The only way that this isn't going to be a problem is if it becomes normal.
Yeah.
And the only way it's going to ever become normal is by exposure.
Yeah.
And to me, that's why, yeah, then I'm proud that you're representing.
When you find out we got engaged, how did you feel?
I was very happy. And I know that she feels the same way, because your happiness is what's really important to us. And to see you that happy, pretty awesome.
I personally never thought I was gonna get married, honestly. Envisioning myself like in a dress and like having like a dream wedding. I'm excited for it, but it just doesn't seem real.
I really appreciate that you're like a second family to me, and how much you listen.
Cheers to love and not judging and being open and supportive and just being together as a family.
Cheers.
Cheers. I feel now more than ever in our life, things are like starting to fall together, and we're super excited.
This is Kelly. She fell in love with Zoe.
In the first few years of marriage, I always used to describe you as a woman in a man's body.
The couple fell in love and got married while Zoe was still living as a man. After years of struggling with who she really was, Zoe got to breaking point. Kelly confronted her husband about what was going on, and Zoe finally came out and told Kelly who she wanted to be.
I thought I was going to wake up and Kelly was just left with the kids.
Zoe spent the next few years transitioning with Kelly at her side, but coming out to the world as trans hasn't been an easy ride for the couple.
I just didn't know how to feel, if I'm being honest. I should get upset now.
There was a group of people that walked past us and barged me.
Just that?
Yeah. When I first came out, it used to take me about 2 hours, but I can shower and get completely ready in about an hour now.
Are you ready yet, Zoe? I've got your coffee. Should we have a look at the photos?
Go on, man.
Long time ago.
It was such a long time ago.
How many years now?
12 and a bit, 12 and a half.
12 and a bit. We first met when we were both in the pub.
Mm-hmm.
Both a little bit tipsy. We had our first date, and then We kind of dated on and off. And then when I was at uni, I texted you to say that I loved you. It really blossomed the second time round.
It's very surreal. It's like another life almost. I don't have a beard.
That's a big change.
Would be different.
Zoe was definitely hiding something from me. The months leading up to her coming out, I would say, were the worst months of our lives together.
The only thing I could have control over was food, so I stopped eating a lot of the time. It just made me really sick, really tired and depressed and grumpy all the time, and it really wasn't a nice way to be.
And it was just like this extreme change. You looked so ill.
I was terrified when I came out. It was the morning of New Year's Eve. I got all dressed up in this sparkly skirt and top. Eventually Kelly said, I think we need to sit down and have a chat. And then you confronted me.
Even though I asked the question, I still wasn't expecting the answer.
I was afraid of losing Kelly and the kids, and I was afraid of how my mum and my dad and my brother would react. We spent like weeks, just like every night up till 3 in the morning chatting about all the different scenarios.
And buying a lot of wigs in that first few weeks.
I think we kind of came to terms with things quite quickly and came out to the world quite quickly.
When you came out to the kids, they both accepted it without question, just wanted you to be happy. I did say to George, I'm worried I'm going to miss your daddy. And he turned to me and said, but he's still inside Zoe. I needed that light bulb moment from a child's point of view to kind of put me in place, really. I think Molly was like helping you with outfits and stuff, wasn't she?
So this is our local park. I tried to avoid eye contact a lot of the time. Before I came out, I'd come here a lot more often.
Society isn't exactly kind to the trans community. We knew that we would get abuse and that you would get a lot of negativity.
There was a group of people that walked past us and barged me. Just there? Yeah. We've had people approach us in the pub asking us what's in our pants. I've had people walk past me in the street and stare at me, laugh at me and say, oh, you're a flipping weirdo. Obviously a lot harsher than that. We've had an email wishing our family and our kids get cancer just because of who we are and who I am, and it's horrendous.
We had loads of transphobic people come on our Facebook page saying that we're an abomination, that it's not natural.
We've been to restaurants and we've had customers and staff pointing, laughing and ridiculing us. We've had to complain to managers who have been very helpful and understanding and apologetic, which is great, but it's horrendous that you should have to experience that.
Oh, hello, how are you?
Hello, okay, you alright?
Yeah.
I think when we told you about me coming out, I was nervous about it because you were the first person we told after the kids. You had to be there, otherwise it would just all fallen down.
I remember you coming over, the pair of you, and you said you got something to tell me. I remembered thinking, oh my God, this is it, they're going to split up. I just didn't know how to feel, if I'm being honest. I should get upset now. I can't remember the exact words, but along the lines, she wants to be female. I can't say he, it doesn't feel right. And I just remember feeling really relieved because I know how much you love each other.
We, and I especially, are very lucky that we've got you. You've been amazing throughout all of it, like even offering to go shopping with me and get my nails done.
People don't treat you as a person, they treat you as a thing, and I don't get that at all. Some people just don't acknowledge what you're going through and how brave and how confident. Well, I don't know if bravery is to do with it. It's confidence.
Together, we really want to challenge society's misconceptions. And because of that, we started our blog and social channels, Our Transitional Life, and our LGBTQ inclusive jewellery company.
You can wear a piece of our jewellery and it's kind of like reaffirms your own identity. I think that when people judge trans relationships, they should actually think about why they potentially fell in love with someone. I fell in love with Zoe's soul, her heart, her stupid jokes. It was a spark, a connection, and I think that's what matters.